I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected.
And I come to find out there's not that much Hollywood in Hollywood. The Hollywood in my mind is not the Hollywood in real life.
And I have a lot of fun going to late night parties with my friends. Most of the time I go to Epstein's Island, and there's a lot more fun there than you think. I've made quite a few friends there.
I want to talk about things. If Bill Cosby is accused of sedating and raping all these women, and it's the #1 story in the news, I want to talk about that, yes. You know, celebrity culture has, I think, collapsed at this point, and I think that's a death that needed to happen, you know, because the amount of excess, the amount of debauchery is stunning.
One makeup artist was quoted as saying that when he tried to make small talk with Ellen, she supposedly said, "Who do you think you are? Don't look at me."
Imagine spending 30 years building a multi-billion-dollar empire on just 2 words. Be kind. Now imagine walking away from it all in the middle of the night, leaving your studios empty and your mansion sold, and fleeing to a stone house in the English countryside. For decades, Ellen DeGeneres was the undisputed queen of daytime television. She was the gatekeeper who could launch a career with a single dance or end one with a cold stare. But lately, the music has stopped and the dancing has turned into a desperate sprint toward the exit. The official story is that she's looking for a quiet life following a change in the political weather. But the timeline doesn't add up. Real estate records show that this great escape was planned months in advance. The question isn't just why she left, but what she is terrified will be revealed if she stays. While the cameras were off, a much darker narrative was unfolding, one involving secret files, notorious islands, and a 30-year-old grudge held by the one woman who knows exactly where all the skeletons are hidden.
After 30 years of holding Hollywood's biggest secrets, Rosie O'Donnell is letting the world know what Ellen DeGeneres was really doing on Epstein Island.
Both of them are ridiculous. Who thinks that antiquated way that you're going to find your love in a paradise island and it's going to last forever?
The timing of this escape is the most suspicious part of the entire story. It coincides almost perfectly with the continued unsealing of documents related to a certain private island in the Caribbean. For years, people whispered about the flight logs and the guest lists, but those whispers are now becoming a loud, undeniable roar. While many names on those lists were dismissed as business associates, the sheer volume of rumors surrounding Ellen's name has reached a fever pitch. There are logs that place her inner circle in proximity to that island more often than anyone realized. Even more chilling are the testimonies from people who worked on the island, claiming to have seen the Queen of Daytime in places she never should have been. For a long time, these stories were confined to the dark corners of the internet, but now that the official files are being released to the public, the dots are starting to connect in ways that no publicist can spin.
Ellen DeGeneres is named in the Epstein documents, and that part is real. Her name appears in the broader index of over 300 high-profile individuals that show up across the investigative materials. Flight logs, communications, third-party interviews, peripheral records.
The connections aren't just in the files, they are written into the very walls of her studio.
The internet is looking for Ellen DeGeneres, but I'm gonna tell you right now, she probably done left the damn country because she knows she's on that damn Epstein list. As Ellen DeGeneres page, former TV show host, her whole page is flooded with comments saying she eats this and she loves pizza parties. The harassment that she is getting on her page is beyond, and people is looking for her to be arrested and get arrested. But I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of these celebs are fleeing. A lot of these celebs are disappearing because the time has come where everything is getting ready to expose, and they have been used as pawns and puppets. Satan has no use of them. He used them to do their dirty work, to do his dirty work, and now he has no use of them, and he doesn't care what happened to them. This is bad. I don't wish no bad upon no celebs or anybody. Best thing they could do is pray. They have been played and used, and their time has come. It's fallen.
One of the most persistent and disturbing theories involves the set design of the Ellen DeGeneres show. Online investigators began comparing the actual buildings on Epstein's island, specifically the temple with its distinct blue and white stripes, to the architectural elements used on Ellen's set. The resemblance was more than just a coincidence, it was a near-perfect replica. Why would the world's most positive talk show host want to work every day inside a set that looked exactly like a notorious site of private activities? Some suggest it was a hidden-in-plain-sight tactic, a way for the elite to mock the public by showing them exactly what they were doing while they clapped and cheered. When Rosie O'Donnell began hinting that she knew the truth about these dark rituals, the panic in Ellen's camp became visible to everyone. The mask was starting to slip, and the person underneath was someone the public didn't recognize.
Show him the image of the temple that was on the island. Look at it.
Oh, well, you know where that is too, right? It's a similar image to that, right?
No.
I know Jamie does.
What is it?
It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore.
Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen?
Yeah.
Really?
Perhaps the most stomach-turning evidence comes from Ellen's own archives. There's an interview with Sandra Bullock that has recently gone viral for all the wrong reasons. In the clip, the two women laugh as they discuss a beauty treatment known as EGF, or epidermal growth factor. They joked about how the serum was derived from the foreskins of Korean babies. At the time, the audience laughed along, thinking it was just another weird Hollywood trend. But in light of the recent leaks, that interview feels less like a joke and more like a soft reveal of the horrific reality behind the elite lifestyle. It was a moment where the dark network was paraded in front of millions of viewers, disguised as a harmless comedy segment. It makes you wonder how many other jokes were actually confessions of the debauchery happening behind closed doors. But the connections didn't stop with beauty treatments.
Okay, let's talk about this facial that you're obsessed with. How many did you get the whole cast of Ocean's 8 to do this?
Not everybody.
Okay, and, good, smart ones.
Just those that I thought would appreciate it.
Okay, explain what it is.
Well, it's this way in which one forces through microneedling. It's like a little roller with these. Some of you, I think many of you know it. And it pushes through the skin and ruptures the collagen, and then boosts it. You look like a burn victim for a day, but then it pushes. The
what are you pushing into the skin, Sarah? Sandra? Carrie? What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby.
As the whispers about Ellen's dark connections grew louder, her physical appearance began to shift in ways that left fans completely stunned. Ditching the signature blonde hair and the Hollywood fillers, she has retreated to the English countryside, looking like a total stranger to the woman who commanded the stage for decades. Her wife, Portia, claims this transformation is simply the result of hitting rock bottom and embracing a natural, farm-based life. But in light of the recent leaks, many believe there is a much more calculated reason behind this radical change. Is this a genuine path to healing, or is it a desperate attempt to shed her old identity entirely before the unsealed files make it impossible to hide? Take a look at the version of Ellen that Hollywood was never supposed to see.
Why does Ellen DeGeneres look like a completely different person? After spending 6 months away from the US, her wife Portia de Rossi tearfully revealed 3 reasons behind the transformation. In a recent video, Ellen showed off her new home in the English countryside, but many people also noticed that compared to before, Ellen seemed like a totally different person. So what happened? The truth is, her wife Portia shared some heartbreaking reasons. First, Portia said that after Ellen's talk show got canceled and she faced allegations about workplace misconduct, Ellen's mental health hit rock bottom. Even though a lot of time has passed, she's still been haunted by the past. It even made her start to reject who she used to be. Second, Ellen ditched her signature blonde hair and went with her natural dark brown shade instead. She said in an interview that constant coloring had damaged her hair, even causing some hair loss. To get her hair back to a healthy state, she decided to embrace her natural color. Finally, Ellen shared on a show that she'd stopped using Botox and fillers.
I've handpicked the top-rated skincare, home, and wellness essentials in my official Amazon storefront. Click the link in my description to shop the Celeb Curio collection today. Sometimes the truth was hidden in plain sight, delivered by guests who refused to follow the script. Back in 2016, Kanye West sat in that same chair and delivered a speech so intense and cryptic that it was reportedly scrubbed from many official archives. While Ellen tried to maintain her be kind persona, Kanye was speaking about the debauchery of celebrity culture and the desperate need to connect to something real. Looking back at this banned footage through the lens of the recent leaks, his words feel less like a rant and more like a desperate attempt to expose the gatekeepers while sitting directly in front of one. Pay close attention to the tension in the room. It's almost as if he was trying to warn us about the dark network years before the first file was ever unsealed.
Everybody's trying to I don't give how much you sold. If you playing on radio, are you connecting? Picasso is dead. Steve Jobs is dead. Walt Disney is dead. Name somebody living that you can name in the same breath as them. Don't tell me about being likable. We got 100 years here. We're one race, the human race, one civilization. We're a blip in the existence of the universe. And we constantly trying to pull each other down, not doing things to help each other. But I feel that I can make a difference while I'm here through my skill set. My skills, I'm an artist. 5 years old, art school, PhD, Art Institute of Chicago. I am an artist. I have a condition called synesthesia where I see sounds. I see them. Everything that I sonically make is a painting. I see the importance. I see the importance and the value of everyone being able to experience a more beautiful life.
While many viewed the Be Kind brand as a message of positivity, others were looking closely at the underlying symbols and the architecture of the industry itself. There's a persistent theory that the great escape we're witnessing isn't just about avoiding a legal storm, but fleeing the consequences of a much deeper, more ancient agreement. Rumors have long swirled around the unsealed files and the private island logs, suggesting that the elite are bound by a specific set of rituals to maintain their power. This brings us to a chilling testimony that surfaced regarding the Mephistophelian bargain, the idea of making a deal for absolute fame and wealth. The speaker describes a reality involving blood contracts and a specific doctrine where hell is reimagined as an eternal cycle of debauchery, a description that mirrors the partying and excess allegedly found in the files associated with the Caribbean island. If these connections to the dark network are what's truly being unsealed, it explains why the panic in the Cotswolds has reached a breaking point. Take a look at the secret protocols that allegedly governed the world's most powerful figures.
Well, this one was super creepy. Y'all like the video right there, and check this out.
I had to become a Freemason because you can't get involved in Satanism on the hardcore level without first being a Freemason. That was my official shrine portrait, which they took as part of my initiation. I was ready to become involved in hardcore Satanism. What did that mean? Well, that meant I had to sell my soul to the devil. I had to sign my name on the contracted blood. I had to sign my name in the black book. You gotta understand something. The satanic doctrine here is that hell is not what we believe it is, or what the Bible teaches it is. The satanic doctrine is that hell is this incredible party. It's like a non-stop, all eternity. So you're smoking, you're fornicating your brains out, you're listening to rock and roll through all eternity. And it's party hardy time. And before I could get onto the priesthood of Satanism, excuse me, I had to get 7 people to sell our souls to the devil. The other thing I had to do, and this might astonish some of you, is I had to become a Catholic priest. I had to go back to my original vocation, because you cannot be a satanic priest unless, first of all, you're a Catholic priest. And if that surprises you, I just suggest that you go and you read some of the medieval literature. You'll see that that is in fact the case.
Ellen also had this relationship with Diddy, joking around with him about his creepy lifestyle. People who understand how that world works say Ellen was basically serving as a gatekeeper, a connector for young talent into this dark elite world. She wasn't just passively associated with terrible people. She was also enabling them by promoting them on her show.
Let's show a picture of you at, was it like a 70s themed birthday party? Or was that just a look that you decided to go with that night?
It was a 70 themed Soul Train party, but this is me once every first week of the month on a Friday night.
What are you holding there?
I'm holding my package.
Because you are.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it.
I don't think Hollywood's really ready for her return. I think they will continue to punish her, but I do have some intel for you from her current neighbors in the UK. They don't like her. They aren't friendly towards her, and they hate all of the celebrities like Ellen moving into this once sacred and anonymous area and disturbing and in some cases disrespecting the culture.
While Ellen attempts to build a wall of distance between herself and the unsealed logs, she's discovering a terrifying reality that some of Hollywood's most embattled stars have already lived through. The idea that a 30-year empire can be dismantled by a single revelation isn't just a theory, it's a warning. Johnny Depp once spoke about this exact sense of sudden, irreversible exposure, where the ground disappears beneath your feet the moment the truth finds its way out. As the panic in the Cotswolds reaches a fever pitch, his words about the fragile safety of the elite feel like a direct reflection of the storm currently closing in on the Be Kind brand. Take a look at this eerie prediction that seems to be coming true in real time.
However, it's so far out of hand now that I can promise you that no one is safe. Not one of you. Not one of you. Not anyone out that door. No one is safe as long as someone is willing to say one sentence. Takes one sentence. And then there's no more ground. Carpet's been pulled. But it's not just me, you know, that this has happened to. It's happened to a lot of people.
It started with a completely bizarre interview featuring Chrissy Teigen, a model and longtime friend of the daytime elite. During a casual conversation, she was asked a highly unusual question about whether she would ever be open to eating human flesh. Instead of laughing it off or calling the question crazy, she doubled down. She flat out stated that if the person okayed it, she would absolutely try it.
Actually, nothing I wouldn't eat or wouldn't drink or wouldn't try. If the person okayed it, I would eat a human. If you were at a very fancy restaurant and they were like a tiny piece of human meat.
No. I think the only way
you wouldn't try a tiny bite?
No.
Really?
Absolutely not.
Is that terrible?
I know I'm about to sound completely insane, but just hear me out. This pertains to the Epstein files, the Clintons, and cannibalism, and I feel completely fine and I'm totally okay. Alright, let's do this. How do we know if someone is a cannibal? Well, they could have the Curio disease, which is a fatal neurodegenerative disease that spreads through eating brain tissue. It has a long incubation period, 10 to 30 years. Early symptoms are headaches, coordination issues, anxiety, and inappropriate laughter. Middle stage, severe tremors and shaking, loss of balance and slurred speech. Late stage, inability to walk, dementia, and the forever sleep. Do you know of any elites rumored to have consumed human flesh? But I'm not accusing anyone of anything, this is just a fun little joke video. With truth in the mix, in Papua New Guinea they call human long pig. We just love to have fun here. No, the Curio disease has nothing to do with the Epstein files or anyone in them. Definitely not the Clintons. And I feel fantastic, so yeah, have a good day. Okay, thank you.
What, Ellen?
Ellen was like really weird and not nice to me for most of my career, and like because I opened for her in the 1980s.
Oh, you did?
When she was a headliner in comedy clubs, and not way before her big fame. And so then when I would do her talk show in the 2000s, she acted like we just met, and I'm like, what?
One of those types.
I'm like, what? Like that's weird. Like
Right.
it's like we go way back. What? Like it's so creepy and weird, but you know, also the other thing was David Bowie had been on the show, and he was so excited that the night before that I had come to his show wearing this giant Chinese emperor outfit. He was really thrilled about it, and he talked at length about it. And she cut it out of the show, which made me so mad. And the producer, who's a really good friend of mine, had to call me and tell me, I can't believe she did this, but she cut it out of the show. But you need to know that he was going on and on about your outfit. He loves you. God said your name.
That is so petty.
Which is so rude.
That is so gross.
I don't know if it was personal. Maybe it was for time.
Right.
But still, I'm going to take it
Still.
personally just because
Honey,
I decided to.
You should have sent her a note and said, send me the footage. I'll post it to my YouTube.
I know it exists somewhere.
We were told it was all just wild internet gossip, but after a massive drop of unsealed court files, federal raids on major music moguls, and a flood of former employees breaking their silence, those old rumors have morphed into unavoidable realities. Suddenly, the friendly face of daytime TV is being linked to some of the most twisted and unspeakable controversies of the century. From bizarre coded emails and unthinkable Hollywood dinner parties to infamous late-night hotel gatherings with Diddy, the truth behind the curtain is darker than anyone could have ever imagined. And once you see the pieces fit together, you will never look at your favorite celebrities the same way again. To understand how deep this rabbit hole goes, you have to look at the paper trail left behind by the elite. According to investigators who reviewed the unsealed Epstein records, his inner circle operated like a tight-knit secret society. They didn't just casually chat about their weekends, they spoke in a highly strange, almost unrecognizable code. If you looked at the surface of these emails, you would think these billionaires and global power players were absolutely obsessed with cheap fast food. Words like pizza, pasta, and especially jerky appeared over and over again in highly classified, urgent communications. In one message, an associate wrote to Epstein saying the crew really appreciated the pizza. In another, someone attached a document and wrote that it was better than a Chinese cookie, suggesting they go out for pizza and grape soda again. But these weren't lunch plans. Lawmakers and forensic experts who viewed the unedited files stated clearly that this language was deeply disturbing. Adult, health-obsessed billionaires do not urgently courier hot dogs and grape soda across the country in insulated bags. One email even mentioned a client reacting to a photo by saying a woman was radiating a soft glow of bliss and followed it up with the phrase, "Yeah, that's the pizza." Representative Anna Paulina Wuna confirmed what the internet had long suspected. These were not food items. These were highly coordinated, deeply sick euphemisms used to describe minors and the trafficking of human beings. The casual, friendly tone of these messages is exactly what makes them so terrifying. But as the files became public, the spotlight began to shift from the convicted predators to the mainstream celebrities who allegedly helped keep their dark world spinning.
There was also a lot of language that appears to be coded regarding food. I wanted to let you know the crew really appreciated the pizza. Another email read, "This is better than a Chinese cookie, see attached. Let's go for pizza and grape soda again." This one talks about, "Yeah, that's the pizza. You mean radiating a soft glow with a look of bliss and excitement." There's one more, I think, in this list as well. "Sorry, I have no stomach for even the slightest aggro. I don't have the stomach for it for any drama, imaginary or real. I'm still fragile off the last one and scared of shadows." This is in response to some videos that were shared where Jeffrey Epstein himself says, "I watched all of these videos, don't send any more." And then Ghislaine is like, "I can't stomach any of this." What the fuck did you send that Jeffrey Epstein was like, "No more"?
This is where the rumors surrounding some of Hollywood's most beloved names really began to gain traction. For a long time, the daytime talk show circuit was viewed as a safe space, a massive promotional machine where actors and musicians could play games, share a laugh, and look incredibly relatable to the everyday public. But underground whistleblowers and internet sleuths began painting a very different picture of the industry. According to these rumors, certain highly connected hosts weren't just entertainers, they were fixers. They were the bridge between the clean, public-facing world of Hollywood and the dark, hidden underbelly of the global elite. Whispers began to circulate that the daytime queen herself was heavily involved in this shadow network. While nothing was ever proven in a court of law, the allegations claimed she smoothed over introductions, connected powerful people with young talent, and helped keep the industry's most sinister secrets completely quiet. When the Epstein files broke the internet, people were absolutely shocked to see how many beloved, family-friendly celebrities were deeply entrenched in a world of private islands and offshore bank accounts. The contrast between a host demanding her audience be kind while allegedly rubbing shoulders with disgraced financiers was a tough pill to swallow. But just when the public thought the allegations couldn't get any weirder, a brand new theory took over the internet, and it involved a rumor so disturbing it sounds like something straight out of a horror movie.
Earlier, I'll give you another example here. Epstein sends a message to someone, she looks pregnant, reacting to a photo. And the client replies back to Epstein, You mean radiating a soft glow with the look of bliss and excitement? Yeah, that's the pizza. I cannot be clearer than this, that this is a code word. It makes no sense in that context whatsoever. And this on top of the example I gave you earlier, when his virologist gave him the medicine for having an erection, erectile dysfunction, I assume, or it could be even Viagra, and then told him to wash his hands, go have pizza and grape soda. As been mentioned time and time again, having adult men, successful men that are very health oriented, constantly talk about pizza with grape soda, which I've never heard before.
Yeah, I've never heard of pizza and grape soda before this. I don't know if that specific combination was part of the whole Pizzagate thing, but it's definitely mentioned a lot because I saw that phrase, so I looked it up and was like, is this actually like in there multiple times? And it most definitely is.
There's another one here. Have you seen the beef jerky you mentioned as well? There's an email here from Jeffrey Epstein. Someone else says, Francis has time to come tomorrow to show me how to make it. Jerky, anyone? He will also bring you a taste of his jerky recipe from the restaurant and sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called Coop's. Wait for it, beef jerky and steak. Yes, time at 3 p.m. There's other emails of him talking about beef jerky. Another one here, Jeffrey Epstein sending it to Steve Hansen saying, hope you're feeling better. Did we analyze the beef? Did we analyze the jerky? Now there's talks about jerky, referencing human meat. It could be for scientific research, it could be something else that's even sicker. But there's more emails here talking about beef jerky. Have you had time to go through those? There's one here, thank you so much, super cool. IT guy setting up Surface right now. We are ridiculously excited, and beef jerky delicious. Thank you, Thanksgiving. So yeah.
It is very. Now I've got all those emails saved. I'd actually had somebody send to me all of those to say, hey, would you check this out? So I have them. I have not read through all of them, but there's no shortage of terms that are phrased in a peculiar way. Muffin is another one. I've seen that a couple of times. I talked about when he says whoops. That seems to be in very. Sometimes he says that in very odd terms that seem like they're referring to somebody dying or getting. So there definitely seem to be code words.
The music has officially stopped for the Queen of Daytime, and that stone house in the English countryside might be the only sanctuary she has left. But as more files are unsealed and more voices like Rosie O'Donnell's refuse to be silenced, the walls around that sanctuary are getting thinner every day. We're watching the slow motion collapse of a 30-year empire, and the Great Escape is starting to look a lot more like a final retreat. Is this just a quiet retirement after a long career, or is it the first major domino to fall in a total Hollywood reckoning? I want to hear your theories. Do you think the Be Kind brand was always a mask, or is the industry simply turning on one of its own to protect the rest of the circle? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this conversation is just getting started. If you want to stay ahead of the next major leaks and the unsealed truths that the elite are desperate to keep hidden, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The era of secrets is ending, and we're going to be here to document every mask that falls. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next investigation.